Now that we've learnt to create gradients, I'm going to go back and edit this pattern that I made to try and make it a bit more complex and perhaps a bit more detailed. Now, before I start, in my swatches panel, I'm going to select my pattern and I'm going to drag it to this icon here, which will duplicate. You can see the little plus that's appearing. So as soon as I let go, it's now duplicated the pattern. That means that I'm going to edit this new pattern that I've created, the copy, but leave the original. Okay, so let's go ahead and double click on this new pattern swatch, which is the copy. Now it opens our pattern generator and it allows us to go in and edit this new pattern. Now I want to apply the gradients that I made or create some new ones. One of the things I want to do, I want to make this lantern look like it's glowing. So I'm going to select it so that the computer knows I want to apply a gradient to that object. I'm going to drag the pink to one end of my gradient bar. I'm going to drag this lighter pink to the other end and make sure radial is selected, which it is. Now I really like that. It makes the lantern look like it's glowing. So I'm going to apply the same gradient just by clicking and applying it to that one. I'm really pleased with that. I think it looks awesome. One of the other things that I'm going to do is I'm going to try and create a little sort of gradient shadow behind these lanterns here. First of all, I'm going to select it. Now previously we've learnt how to copy by pressing Ctrl+C and Ctrl+V, which pastes it in the center of the screen. There it is. Let's delete that. Or you can press Ctrl+C, and at this point I'm just going to change the color of it so we can see what happens. I'm now going to press Ctrl+B, and that's pasted a copy behind. If I just move out the new copy, you'll see it behind. I could also press Ctrl+F, and if I move it with the cursor keys, you can see that pastes the object on top. Let's make that back to the original color. So I'm going to Ctrl+C, Ctrl+B to paste a copy behind, and just with the arrow keys nudge it out. And I'm going to apply a gradient to this. Now first of all I'm going to apply the original gradient I've got, see what that looks like. Okay, that's not bad, but I want to put a dark color in so it looks like it's blending into the background color. So I'm going to select my background color and drag it onto this end. Now at the moment it looks a bit, well, not quite how I want it to look because it's got a radial gradient. So I'm going to select it and change it to linear. That's looking better. And I'm just going to change the angle to 90. Oops. 90. There we go. I'm going to just switch that around and see what it looks like. That's much better. I'm just going to move it a little bit. So it looks like I've got a kind of faded gradient. It gives it a little bit of depth as well. I really like that. I'm going to do the same with this one. Ctrl+Copy, Ctrl+B. I'm just going to move this lantern a little bit above and to the left and apply the same gradient. I'm just going to alter the angle to 90. I really like that. I think it's added a lot of depth to my image. So I'm going to go ahead and say that I'm happy to save that. So done. I'm just going to zoom out. I'm going to select this area where I've applied the pattern, and I'm now going to apply my new pattern. And now it just has a bit more about it. It's a bit more detail that we've added just to make it stand out a little bit more.